When the results were nearly all in and Benazir Bhutto realized that her aim of achieving an overall majority had not been realized, her reaction was still full of pride that after her years of imprisonment and exile, she was now in the mainstream of her country's politics.
The election results have been announced by the television, and most of the count is at the moment in, and it has clearly shown that the People's Party has emerged as the single largest party in the country. We've taken seats in every single province, and we're way ahead of our nearest rival, the IGI. We've already started contacts with the smaller parties that have been elected to Parliament, and we hope to get some good results with them. But nonetheless, the PPP has emerged, according to the radio, with 92 seats.
Late last night, at the Bhutto ancestral home in Larkana, they celebrated the news that both Benazir Bhutto and her mother had won their local seats with crushing majorities. Though the compulsory identity card rule at the polls was bound to keep away the PPP's poorer, less organized voters, their main opposition, the Islamic Democratic Alliance, seemed to be doing worse than expected.
Throughout, we've had this complaint that turnout was very low because of the ID cards. But despite that, our margins are extremely wide, extremely wide. And as far as Sindh is concerned, their results are in. It's been a massive sweep. We've got good results from the frontier, we've got good results from the Punjab, and we're hoping for better results by the
After midnight, Ms. Bhutto called a press conference. A crop of unofficial returns from around the country confirmed the trend.
Of course, the ID card entailed a very low turnout, only 50%, 40 to 50%. But nonetheless, the wins were still there, so I'd like to congratulate the people for foiling with their manpower or their people's power the designs of the regime.
With her husband Asif Zardari looking on, she received the latest results over the phone.
4 in Peshawar. How can we win 4 in Peshawar? It's not possible.
This morning, Benazir Bhutto has finally allowed herself a few hours' sleep here at the family mansion in Larkana. At this stage, though the results are still coming in very slowly, her party, the PPP, is fully confident that Ms. Bhutto will be the next Prime Minister of Pakistan. Inside the House, party workers were heartened by the fact that key alliance politicians had failed to win their seats. Mohammed Khan Junejo, the former Prime Minister under the late President Zia, was among the casualties. He's regarded as one of the elder statesmen of the alliance. Ghulam Mustafa Jatoi, the Secretary General of the alliance, was also unsuccessful. He had strong backing from the army and was seen as the most likely candidate for the job of Prime Minister. But there was a strong showing from groups such as the MQM, an ethnic Indian party based in Sindh province, which attracted huge rallies in Karachi. It's the largest component of the independent bloc, which now holds the balance of power.
See, the MQM is the third largest party in the country, and it is a unified bloc which has enough numbers to give Mrs. Bhutto the majority she needs. Then she doesn't have to talk to anyone else. So I should think they are the key actors. They're not enough to produce a majority for the IGI, but they're enough for her.
There were no such problems for Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, Benazir's father, when he was first elected in 1970. He won an overall majority for the PPP in the country's first ever multi-party elections. But now that the party isn't the outright winner, the president can pick any leader he thinks can form a government.
You see, the provision in the Constitution is that the President should appoint a person as a Prime Minister. He has got the power of appointment. It's somewhat similar to the Indian Constitution, who, in his opinion, can command a majority in the National Assembly. And that opinion is put to the test within 60 days. After 60 days, the Prime Minister has to get a vote of confidence from the National Assembly. So his opinion is not final. But this is the initiative he has, or the discretion he has to make the initial appointment.
The new Prime Minister will have the task of tackling the problems of a poor country of 100 million people with one of the highest birth rates in the world. Despite the massive amounts of foreign money that are pumped in, Pakistan is the third largest recipient of US aid. The economy is stagnating. Social problems include an estimated 75% illiteracy, and more than 60% of the population has no access to clean drinking water. Added to that, Pakistan has to take care of 3 million refugees from Afghanistan, the destabilizing effects of the war spreading over the border.
The black economy is as much as between 10 to 16 billion US dollars a year, which is almost 1/3 of the official economy. So it's a massive section. The important social aspects of this black economy is that it has induced a kind of bandit society. Large amount of money in a few hands means that you can corrupt various institutions of the state and acquire monopoly access over already limited public services.
For Benazir Bhutto, who arrived at Karachi tonight, the next few days will be ones of political maneuvering. She has to strike deals with the small parties and individuals who make up the independent bloc, and all of them will exact a price for backing the Pakistan People's Party. Gabirado, ITN, Karachi.